even if it turned out that he wasn't guilty or what have you, that would still disappoint me that he's effectively given an issue here for the brand by being having been arrested on the Saturday, but going talking about the fun-loving guy that he is on the Monday, only for on the Tuesday for us to all find out that there's a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the podcast is still there. It's not like it hasn't even been taken down.
I wouldn't necessarily
even on a temporary basis.
Pull the episode down or what have you, but certainly remove anything telling people to go and listen to it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's astonishing, isn't it? It's astonishing how slow the wheels move with this kind of thing.
And we have to take an innocent until proven guilty approach, and obviously right now in the country, sort of trial by social media and trial by the press is kind of a hot topic with what happened, the sad situation of Caroline Flack taking her own life after the criminal allegations against her and those things. So we don't want to be adding to that the weight of that sort of problem, but at the same time removing something and kind of taking a step back from something isn't throwing fuel onto a fire, is it? It's removing.
Not in a circumstance where you haven't mentioned the fact that he's going to be on the podcast. If you just don't put it out, then no one's any the wiser.
No.
And you can let the investigation take its course.
He obviously hasn't told anyone at that point what's happened.
Well, I would hope not. I would hope not.
Well, I would have hoped that he would have done, but so I'm disappointed in Anthony Gelling that he hasn't done. But yeah, you would hope from everyone else involved in the production point of view, they didn't know. Yeah,
I mean, through all of these things, the Thaler issue and Gelling, etc. Involvement in the sport should be seen as a privilege, not a right. And every opportunity that we have to improve the kind of the way that we go about things in our sport is an opportunity that we must take. So whenever we come to make these decisions about individuals and what they've done or what they haven't done, it's an opportunity to say that we won't tolerate certain things.
Yeah.
And as you said, each opportunity is just that. It's an opportunity to put a line in the sand and to show how you're going to go about things. And before you know it, if you can remove certain players with certain allegations against them from our game in the long term, then I think we're all the better for it.
I'm not even saying go back taking away the careers of the people who've already been through those things at this stage. I just think these things might have been and gone now. We can't sort of always necessarily change the past.
No, but as you said, you can, when it comes down to contract time for certain individuals, you can make your decisions, can't you?
Yeah. Right, okay. Let's talk about some of the stories that maybe are a little bit less weighty topics. So we'll roll through them a little bit quicker. But this one is a disappointing news story, though, isn't it, Alan?
It certainly is, yeah. So St Helens centre Mark Percival has been ruled out for several months after scans revealed he needs to have shoulder surgery. The 25-year-old suffered the injury during the 19-0 defeat by Warrington. The news comes on the same day that the England international signed a new 5-year deal with Saints. He came through the club's academy and has scored 88 tries in 158 appearances since his debut against Leeds in 2013.
It's good for them to tie down one of the star players because they've got another one leaving for nothing at the end of the year. But it's a shame that one of the stars of the competition is going to be out for a number of months.
It is.
Young St Helens halfback Lewis Dodd has signed a new 4-year deal with the club. Dodd, who's 18, starred in Saints Academy side's run to the grand final last season, scoring 21 tries and 116 goals in 25 matches. He's played in the England Academy and stuff like that. He's a very, very promising young talent. So good luck to him. He was named in the 21-man squad for Saints as well this week, but didn't make the final 17.
No, but I would imagine he'll be on the edge of getting appearances. through this year, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, Batley have announced the signing of Tyler Dupree from Leeds on a 1-month loan as the club confirm a new partnership for 2020. So, Dupree, who's 19, impressed in the Leeds Academy during 2018 and has been awarded the number 32 shirt in the first team for this year. He'll join the Championship outfit on an initial 1-month loan. Batley and Leeds have also reached an agreement that will allow a number of players the opportunity to play in the new reserve competition, along squad players from the Rhinos and their dual registration partners, Featherstone Rhinos.
Wakefield have agreed a dual registration with Championship side Oldham for 2020 season. In the first move of this deal, Jack Croft, who's 18, has joined Oldham from Wakefield. There's already a close relationship between the two clubs. Titus Guaze is already on loan at Oldham from Wakefield. That sort of predates the dual reg, but obviously this will probably do a little bit of what's happened there as well and help Oldham get some players and help there be some potential bulk for the reserve for Wakefield as well.
Yep, I think we'll see a lot more of this as the kind of reserves comes into fruition. So Lee have confirmed the signing of outside back Ryan Shaw from rugby union side at Yorkshire Carnegie. Shaw, who's 27, was announced as the Centurions' latest recruit ahead of their game with York at Lee Sports Village. He returns to the club for a second spell, having scored 3 times in as many games whilst on loan from Warrington back in 2012. Getting the band back together. Having previously had spells at Barrow, Swinton, London, Bradford and Hull KR, Shaw made the switch to rugby union last year on a 12-month deal. However, he was granted a release from his contract on compassionate grounds earlier this week.
Tom Andrews got in touch, obviously Hull KR fan, so seen a lot of Ryan Shaw over recent seasons. He said, "Great signing for Lee. Their goal kicking percentage has just gone through the roof. Great to see Ryan back in the game too." Yeah, I think he had the highest success percentage of any regular kicker last season in Super League. He certainly seemed like he would have been suited to Union with those kicking skills, but obviously the game wasn't for him and he's back where he belongs.
Yeah, and we all know how good Uncle Derek is with being compassionate about players, so that'll be perfect for him. Coventry Bears have announced a dual registration agreement with amateur side Swinton St George. St George, who compete in the Conference League South, will work with the Bears to help players progress from the community game to the semi-professional ranks. Furthermore, Ben Winkup, who is already heavily involved with St George, will join the Betfred League One side as assistant coach.
Former England hooker Lois Forsell has been named as the new head coach of Leeds Rhinos Women. The 28-year-old, who retired in October because of a knee injury, will replace Adam Cuthbertson. He had led the Rhinos to successive Challenge Cup wins and a victory in the 2019 Super League Grand Final when they beat Yorkshire rivals Castleford 20 points to 12. Leeds start the new Women's Super League season with a home game against Bradford Bulls on the 29th of March.
Karsten says, good on Leeds for giving her a chance, but sad to see Cuthbert leave. It looked like he loved to coach the women. So
yeah, it looks like he's sort of combining his playing days now with looking at life after playing with some university course. So obviously something had to give, I guess, for
yes.
Adam Cuthbertson in that regard, which makes sense. Lois Forsell's a busy lady herself, though, isn't she? With the ambassadorial stuff for the RFL and her little appearances that she does on Inside Super League too. But very experienced player, massively respected in that group. That's a key part of this. Hugely respected. Played a big part, even though she wasn't in a playing role last season with the club. So I think you should see some continuity at Leeds with that appointment.
Yeah, you'd think so, as you said. Somebody who's well known to the group. So yeah, good luck to her. The England Academy have named a 43-man performance squad head of their tour to New Zealand and Australia in August and September. Squad members will come together for the first time at Wheatwood in Leeds on Wednesday the 19th of Feb. The Academy Origin matches are scheduled for the 13th of May and 24th of June at Batley and Wakefield respectively. So the full details of the tour will be announced in due course. The squad, obviously quite a big one. So in alphabetical order. So Jake Anderson from the Newcastle Thunder, Cole Appleby from St Helens, Danny Attlee from the Castleford Tigers, Harvey Barron from Hull FC, Lewis Baxter from St Helens, Dean Beddle and Luke Broadbent from Warrington Wolves, Joe Burton and Ollie Burton from Leeds Rhinos, Nathan Clement from Newcastle Thunder, Lewis Dodd from St Helens, Alex Donaghy from Newcastle Thunder, Jacob Dugdale from Widnes Vikings, Jude Ferreira from Hull FC, Archie Fletcher from Castleford Tigers, Jacob Gannon from Warrington Wolves, Corey Hall from the Leeds Rhinos, Umila Hanley from Wigan Warriors, Danny Hill from Widnes Vikings, Jacob Hookham from Hull FC, Ellis Longstaff from Warrington Wolves, Aidan McGowan from Huddersfield Giants, Ben McNamara from Hull FC, Isaac Noakes from Newcastle Thunder, Matty Nicholson from Wigan Warriors, Brad O'Neill from Wigan as well, Taylor Pemberton and Jamie Pye from St Helens, Kane Robb from Castleford Tigers, George Roby from Warrington Wolves, Fenton Rogers, who sounds like a solicitor's firm, from Huddersfield Giants, Ryan Rowley from Leeds Rhinos, Harry Rushton from Wigan Warriors, Juma Sambu from St Helens, Harry Shackleton from the Bradford Bulls, Ewan Stevens from Leeds Rhinos, Robson Stevens from Huddersfield Giants, Alex Sutton and Jack Taylor from Wigan Warriors, Josh Thewlis from Warrington Wolves, Liam Tyndall from Leeds Rhinos, Kai Tyson from Hull FC, and finally Connor Wrench from Warrington Wolves.
So players covering teams from all divisions there.
Yeah, and it's great to see so many Newcastle linked players involved.
Yeah, and
it says something about their academy, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it does. Yeah, it says that things are growing in the northeast, and I think it just supports the decision to take Magic Weekend back there to get Newcastle Thunder involved in the Magic Weekend, and having a World Cup, a key sort of blue chip World Cup game up there as well. It definitely underlines that sort of stuff can only help get the message that rugby league's great up to an area of the country that should be entrenched in rugby league with its cultural background, I would think. A few famous names as well.
Yes, certainly. I certainly think so. Yes.
So Amila Hanley, obviously, and Ben McNamara there. Their dads have had some real careers behind them, and of course Jamie Pye, who's the son of one of our listeners, who's his dad also did have a bit of a career himself, although I'm sure he wouldn't mind us saying it did not quite match up to Amila and Ben's dad's careers. But well done to Jamie getting in the squad. Jamie had a serious injury last year and actually was on the tour with the England Academy, but wasn't able to really get as much action as he would have wanted because of the serious injury picked up. So it's great to see him getting another chance as well, Jamie there. Really pleased for the kid.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, good luck to all of them.
Yep, definitely. Okay, I need to get this one up on my computer screen because it came in today. Tonga's rugby league governing body have been expelled from their membership with the International Rugby League. A statement from the IRL said, at its board meeting on the 13th of February, the directors carefully considered the position of Tonga National Rugby League, which has been suspended since October 2019 in the light of wide-ranging consultation with stakeholders in the Tongan game. After that meeting, the board wrote to the TNRL advising them of the resolution passed at the meeting, which is to expel TNRL from the membership. There's a process within the IRL constitution, blah, blah, blah. They've got 1 week to appeal the board's decision. Effectively, the Tongan national body is not part of the International Rugby League setup now, which is
because it's been judged as not fit for purpose, I think, hasn't it? Really, as a governing structure.
Well, the issues that came to pass was what we often see with these sort of smaller nations, isn't it? Where there's a massive disconnect between the players that are pulling on the jersey and the authorities that are running the game. And obviously there was a lot of players who were sort of backing out on opportunities to play for the Tier 1 nations to give Tonga the opportunity to become a Tier 1 nation themselves. And boy, did they deliver on that sort of situation, beating Australia and Great Britain in the autumn as the